here in the beautiful coastal city of Antalya, Turkey. And I know the weather isn't like super great today. It's actually a bit cloudy, but no matter because today is a food day for me. So I'm actually in Antalya for the marathon, which is happening 2 days later. So today is a great reason to just eat and try some of the best Turkish food, maybe international stuff as well in the city. Something interesting about Antalya is that it's always known to be like this holiday destination by the coast and stuff. So many people tend to say that there's not a lot of like good authentic food here because there's a lot of tourist trap. I don't think it's an issue just with Antalya, but most coastal cities that are holiday destinations have that same issue. So it's not that I'm going to avoid restaurants in particular or anything, but I want to try and find if there are like all these homemade or like family run spots that are good as well to kind of get a blend of it. And this breakfast spot that I'm reaching is actually one of them. This place is basically called Greenhouse, and I kind of saw it online on people saying the owner is kind of friendly and stuff. And you can see that the food is very breakfast based. So I'm going to come and give this a shot. So this is already their menu. So we're going to try a few of them. Alright, breakfast is served. So here we have the menemen, which is like an egg dish. Looks a bit like a shashuka honestly, but way less sauce. And then we have the toast looking super crispy. And then of course a whole bread basket that comes with olives, tomato and cucumbers, and a nice cute Turkish coffee. We'll get some of the eggs, see how they taste. It's actually not fully scrambled because I can see like egg whites and stuff, but ooh, the sour kick is strong. Not really a sour kick, I can taste the pepper, and there's I think it's from the tomatoes, and maybe I think they have some chilies inside. Oh, this is good. This is very good. I didn't expect it to have such a strong taste. I love the aftercake. The eggs are super soft. Can't really taste the egg. I say the egg complements the tomato. This is really more of a tomato dish with like a spicy kick. For me it's not super spicy. For me it's just nice and goes super well with bread. So I think I will couple it very well with this. Alright, next let's try the toast. This I'm looking forward to because this is like grilled cheese almost, and I love a good grilled cheese. You hear a crunch? Okay, look, you see the cheese layer, and then the meat is that red thingy. I think they were generous with the butter. I would say 2 packs. This would be good. 1 pack for a hungry person like me. This is amazing. So I get my protein, I get my veggies because there's fiber and whatever in tomatoes. I get my fresh salad. I get a whole bunch of carbs in a delicious way. So breakfast, I would say this is a success. Alright, here's the aftermath. I could have eaten more bread honestly, but I don't want to just load up on bread now because this is just the first stop of the day. Overall, this is a great place. I think very local. If you want somewhere that is not really like the old city, head out a bit, just a short walk, you can find it. I'm going to head to this cafe, which I think it also looks like a bit of a hole in a wall spot, but it's a more modern place to grab like coffee. And then if there's any dessert that catches my attention, I may have some dessert as well. You know, cakes are kind of good for cup loading. Okay, I'm talking rubbish here, but you know, it's just an excuse to eat more stuff. So that's kind of why I run marathons in the first place, to be able to eat more stuff without feeling extra guilt. Yeah, so I'm gonna check it out first and to see if it's good. Alright, that's a nice cafe to sit down and do some work. It was small, cozy, but the stuff is really nice. And so I was also asking her, like, since she's an Antalya local, I was asking her what are some of the best places to eat that locals like, and she recommended one of this, which is her favorite like Manti restaurant or Manti place. Manti being like, I call it Manti, but I think they call it Mante here. But Manti is like, because came from Central Asia just last year, and then they call it manti. It's basically dumplings. But these are like, I believe the Turkish one are like the smaller ones. It's not like the huge, big ones. But we're going to try it out. Alright, here we are. So Sultan is the signature one.
Klasik ravioli and crispy ravioli mix.
I can mix Sultan and crispy? Okay, yeah, I'll get the mix then for this.
Inside garlic?
Yeah, garlic.
Okay.
Garlic is good. Thank you so much. Alright, food is served and it's looking super good. He was kind enough to let me have a mix between the steamed one and the crispy one. So this is looking amazing and it smells amazing as well. The dumplings are actually freshly made. You can see it from the inside of the restaurant. There's a lady like kneading the dough and everything. Usually anything dumplings related, I usually tend to prefer the crispy version. Like from the Georgian hingalis to the Polish pierogis, I always prefer the fried ones. So I'm really looking forward to trying the fried ones. You'll see these. Even actually the mantis in Central Asia, I also prefer the fried version. Crispy. So the Southern dumplings, I think are their signature, is with beef. I think both are the same, it's just that one is deep fried and one is steamed. My only qualm with smaller size dumpling is that, because usually the fillings is not a lot, because it's a small size thing, I prefer a lot more meat than the dough. But the dough is very nice, and I think this is actually quite fatty in the sense of like, I can taste, even with a little bit of it, I can taste like the meat. I think the deep fried ones goes better with the sour cream because it's more, well, because it's fried, you know. Whereas the steamed one, I typically love it with soup. I think they go well with soup because they will soak in some of the broth, and therefore it makes it more like a clear, cozy, warming dish. Whereas the fried one will go well with a dipping like a sour cream. I'm gonna try the pickles as well. I think they go super well with this. These are quite strong and very crunchy. If you like pickle food, this is amazing. Alright, that was a good lunch, and I think it's just nice the amount of quantity that I'm not bloated, but I'm full enough. And I've just come to walk around, especially at this park. So here a lot of locals like to sit here and chill. You can see there's a whole ton of cats here as well. Antalya is actually quite the cat city. There's a lot of stray cats walking around. But here you can see the coast at the back. I'm just gonna walk around and then head to maybe a supermarket to grab some stuff before we go for dinner later. Initially, I was intending to check out another restaurant that is known for their halva and also one of the soups. Because it's colder at night, so I kind of want to get a soup. But that restaurant apparently closes at like 8 PM or something, and I'm kind of having a late dinner. So it's a bit too late for me to go there. And I'm going instead to check out another place that the cafe owner recommended. And she did say that it was good for soup. So I'm going over there instead to try the soup, and they also have a couple of other things that I would love to have, as well as a traditional Turkish dessert. So that's where we are going right now. Pacha actually means soup in Turkish. So anything with pacha, I think maybe it's like a soup place as well. But this actually serves like a lot of Turkish dishes. So let's check it out. It's actually 24/7. Let's go in and see. There's a whole bunch of soup right at the entrance. I think I'm at the right place. This is what I'm looking for specifically. Can I get the kele pacha?
Yeah, soup.
Yeah, this is the popular one, right? This beef is the head and the leg. Okay, I'll try this. Okay, and then I want to get the pumpkin. These are
Yes, sir.
yeah, but after the soup. These are included with the soup. Thank you. Alright, the food is served. Alright, so this is kale pacha, which is basically either lamb or beef, or this is the beef, but it's the head and the throttles, and it's a soup. I'm used to trying like different parts of meat, so this is not like particularly insane or anything for me, but that's why I'm looking forward to trying it. And they also pour like butter over it, like after they serve it. You can see this, it's still steaming. So first look at it, looks very interesting, but looks a bit oily, especially with the added butter. My gut feel is that it's going to taste nice, but I'm also kind of going to know that it's a bit sinful. But let's try it without the bread first. There's a very heavy taste to it. Like it feels like thick soup almost. Although you can see that it's a bit watery, right? But it actually tastes more like the texture of a mushroom soup, like a Campbell mushroom soup. I'm not sure if that's a great reference, but it tastes like one of those thicker Western style soups. Here's like a piece of the meat. You can see it's steaming. The meat looks super good and tender. Okay, let's try it. But the meat is super tender. I mean, I can likely order another dish in addition to the soup if I don't have as much bread. But honestly, if I just want to get full with this, for sure it's filling enough. You see that this soup tastes really rich and nice. They also serve like this crispy bread. This actually looks like the toast I had this morning at the breakfast place, but without cheese. But I do believe that it's meat inside. And then with this, I have no idea what this is at all as well. Kind of breaks apart right away. I don't even know if this is meat of any sort, but let's try it. Oh, this is an acquired taste. It tastes like one of those pate spreads. This is obviously not pate, but it tastes like one of those pate spreads, but heavily spiced. There's a kick to it, but it's not like spicy spice. It's a sharp taste. I mean, this goes well with bread. Like bread is a staple for them. So a lot of the cuisine actually goes well with bread. Even your typical kebab and stuff can all go with pita bread or like a wrap or stuff like that, you know. So I'm done with the soup, and now we come to the long-awaited dessert. So I was actually going to get the kunafe, which is one of my favorite Middle Eastern desserts, but I've decided to try the pumpkin dessert here, because this I think is also kind of like popular in this region. Ooh, really looks nice and gooey. By the way, the plate is cold. I'm not sure if the dessert is cold. Ooh. Turkish tea is a good choice to go along with this because it's very sweet. I kind of like it. It's like, oh my god, I don't even know how to call it. Look at the pumpkin texture. It's almost a pureed, candied pumpkin. It's crazy. I don't know if you can see the strands of it here. I don't even know how they do this, honestly. It's not like mashed. I don't think it's mashed, because you can still see the strings of the pumpkin, and then it's topped with like peanuts. I have no idea what the sauce is. I'm gonna try the sauce. I was suspecting it might be pistachio, but I don't think so. It's like the only way I can describe it is like a peanut syrup. You can definitely taste a strong peanut taste. But these I've never tried, so this is actually quite special and unique. Now I would say this is great for sharing. I think this is probably good for like 2 to 4 packs maybe, because it's very sweet. So a few bites of this will be enough to satisfy the craving, but it's definitely worth trying, I gotta say. A mouthful of the pumpkin dessert, and then a sip of the tea. Ooh. So what I think is a prudent decision is actually to pack these to go, because I think if I finish this at one sitting, I'll feel super duper sugary. But this is such a nice dessert, I also feel like I shouldn't waste it because these will go well with tea any time of the day, man. My takeaway, and so the side dishes, right, they were not chargeable. So basically I only paid for whatever I ordered. So the side dishes were free, even the tea was free actually, because I had a cup of tea, they didn't even charge for it. And they even asked if I wanted another cup. So all of those were included in the price of the food, which is great. So that concludes the fooding adventure for today. I'm still going to be eating tomorrow, joining the pasta party, picking up my raised beef and everything. So if you want to follow along on the marathon adventure, I'm trying to do like maybe 10 marathons this year if I don't get injured. Sure to subscribe and follow along because I will try to bring you guys along for all of those adventures. See you in the next video. Bye!